Raoni Barcelos versus Victor Henry. We got minus 350 on Barcelos and plus 285 on Victor Henry here. Now, this fight's been scheduled a couple times. I believe it was supposed to be happening on December 18th. It could be COVID issues, I believe, that forced one of the guys to pull out. Then they got moved to the January 15th card. Didn't transpire on there either. But luckily, here we are getting at UFC 270 because I just want to see Raoni Barcelos throw down, right? The guy doesn't have too much time to be fighting at a high level. So let's get the fights on their way, especially against a guy in Victor Henry who's just making his UFC debut. It won't really push Barcelos too far up the ladder, but at least he'll be able to get into the cage and hopefully rebound from his last loss against Timur Valiev, which was a very underwhelming performance from him. Now, in that fight, I think his downfall was the fact that he just didn't throw enough, right? He got behind on the scorecards in round 1. Round 2, he picked it up a little bit more, but then in round 3, he started to fall back again, right? I think it also had to do a little bit with Timur Valiev's movement. Very mobile target, right? It's very difficult to get a beat on him and try to find where he is to get your striking off. And then even the wrestling was very difficult to implement based on the amount that Valiev was moving in that fight. And it just rendered, Raoni Barcelos useless in that fight. He just couldn't get anything going. Now in this fight against Victor Henry, he's fighting another grappler here. Victor Henry, no slouch either, right? He's been around the scene for a long time. He trains under Josh Barnett. It's been a long time coming that he deserved this shot in the UFC, and I'm glad it's finally coming. This is a guy I expect to see get a couple wins inside the UFC, just not here against a top-level opponent like Raoni Barcelos, which is why the line is currently sitting at minus 350. I like Barcelos in the spot as long as he goes out there and throws, right? I'm hoping that the Timur Valiev fight isn't a sign that he's starting to age, but more so the fact that he just couldn't get a beat on him. If he throws in this fight, he will more than likely get the victory here against Victor Henry. Even in the grappling, I think Barcelos is the better grappler as well. I think he's the better wrestler. I think he's the better jiu-jitsu artist. And then even in the striking, I think he's the much better striker as well. I'm finding it hard to believe where Victor Henry can win this fight. The only way he does is if he has more output than Barcelos, and Barcelos is still suffering for whatever it was he did or whatever he was suffering from in the Timur Valiev fight. So I like Barcelos quite a bit here. I don't mind him as a parlay piece. Again, Victor Henry will have a decent career in the UFC. He just won't be able to win his first fight in the UFC here against a very high-level opponent in Raoni Barcelos. So official prediction here is going to be Barcelos. I'll take him to win by decision. I think his submission prop is actually a little bit live here. Last time around is roughly around plus 455. The odds makers have yet to drop the props once again for this fight, but last time around it was plus 455, and I like that spot. I'll take a little bit of a sprinkle on there, but but I will actually have Barcelos likely in a couple parlays. So yeah, I'm going Barcelos, and I'll take him to win this fight by decision, but let's drop a little bit of a sprinkle on that submission prop as well.